What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to LTH. My name is Abe, and in this video I want to talk about the upgrade path of Truenas because we've been making a lot of videos within our Homelab series and other videos on implementing Truenas, creating SMB backups, and as you can see we have an assortment of applications that we have messed with or shown on the channel. Video, I just wanted to show you why we need to upgrade to the next version. If you can see, it is recommended to migrate to Electric Eel before June 1st to ensure automatic app migration and continue to receiving updates. You know, Dragonfish is a stable update, but it recommends before that because after that, they will not receive updates after June 1st for your applications. The REST API is becoming deprecated and has full removal. We are switching from legacy Samba to Active Directory and other high security things for SMB shares. And then we are moving to a Docker deployment as well from Kubernetes, if I recall correctly. So these are just some of the reasons of why you will need to upgrade, and that's actually the Lawrence Systems video I was referring to. But let's continue this video. So if you go back to your dashboard, right, and we have all our information about your NAS device, as well as like the IP address, but over here on the top left, we have updates. So we can see that this has actually been up for 88 days, right? It's probably due for an update. But if I go to check updates, we can see there's no updates available. And it shows this release, but we also see, hey, look, there's another release with a very similar number, but a different name. So if we click the information about this and we scroll down, we can actually see, and if you want to read through this, you can, but updates and how Truenas is running some of their backend. This chart shows the basic update path to the form, or to and from the latest release of each Truenas major version. So if you can see, we're actually on Dragonfish, and it recommends for the community edition that we update to Electric Eel. So in order to make sure that our stuff stays up to date, you might be waiting and waiting and waiting for the next version of Dragonfish because that's the one you're on. Well, Dragonfish is becoming deprecated and we need to update to Electric Eel. Now be careful when you do updates like this, you may break some things, and it warns you about that in here. Lawrence Tech Systems on YouTube, you can go check him out. He also made a great video on this, going into more detail of how they run their back end and their like Docker or Kubernetes or like containerized instances of your applications is changing a little bit with time. So that's something you need to be mindful of. But again, we do need to do updates because this train has essentially come to an end and they are merging into one complete area. So we're going to go ahead and click switch train, download updates, and apply the pending updates. So, you know, this configuration file contains sensitive data like system passwords. However, SS keys that are stored in this area are not backed up. So go ahead and make sure that you export your password secret seed to be on the safe side. We will make sure we keep that so it's downloaded. Apply updates and reboot for this download. And then once this is done, you can unpause the video and we will continue talking about what we have going on with this update roadmap. Okay, so now that we can see that we have the latest release of Electric Eel, we can also verify that on our dashboard. We can actually see a couple things have changed, like how our IP address is displayed over the port, you know, what CPU we're using, just shows up a little bit different. And then if we go over to our apps, we just want to make sure everything is running and essentially deployed properly, right? So out of these, TailScale and NextCloud are the ones that I use the most. So I'm going to give these a little bit to deploy and make sure that they're working properly. Okay guys, so one thing I just wanted to show real quick is the SMB shares are still working. So I went ahead and did / the IP address / share for that SMB share, and it pulled up my SMB share. So moving to that next major release, we can still see our SMB shares are working, which is really good. Okay guys, so one thing I noticed is like TailScale still stuck deploying, and so was NextCloud. So what I needed to do is I stopped NextCloud, I started again, and it shows as running. If I click the web UI though, we can see that it needs to be enabled, and our config file has via browser disabled. So one of the things we're gonna have to do is go into the terminal and essentially edit this to do an automatic upgrade. So we're going to go into the NextCloud running instance, go into the shell like this, and then I'm going to do print, print the working directory with pwd, and we can see we're in the variable www/html, and I found a good walkthrough that says essentially, hey, you need to be in that directory that we're in and run this upgrade path. So we're going to go in here and do Control-Shift-V, do upgrade, and then we are going to upgrade this. So you can see now it is updating everything just like that. Okay, and so once that is done, that took just a second. If we go reload, we can go ahead and log into our NextCloud instance. Okay, so this is my personal NextCloud, right, that I've been updating. And I don't want to show you guys my files and pictures and stuff in here, but I just went in and checked all my folders, and everything is there and is working, which is really good and promising. So nothing broke between this upgrade with NextCloud and doing that upgraded command, so that's really good news. Now we need to get to the bottom of why our TailScale is not deploying, okay? So let me show you how to do that. Okay, and so now the other thing that we have to fix here is TailScale. So when we did an update with TailScale, or when we did an update for Truenas, now it thinks this TailScale instance is a new one on our TailScale dashboard, okay? So when this app is in the deploying state and you click edit, there's this authorization key that's actually under here that's out of date. So you go here, you click the little help icon, and you go to this website link, and it's going to take you to a website where you generate a new auth key. That auth key will only last 90 days. So let me show you this. Okay, so under here, you will click generate an authorization key, and then you will take that key after it's generated. They last for 90 days, and this is not saying your device will not be able to access TailScale after 90 days. This is simply an authorization key that adds that device to your account, okay? And so then you're going to paste that authorization key in here, which is then going to give your machine access to your network, and then your application will start. So I hope that helps. I hope this video was conclusive. That helps you get your TailScale back online, your NextCloud back online. It looks like Image and Jellyfin were already working, which we've covered in the previous video. So thank you for watching. My name is Abe, signing off of this video.